Hi everyone, welcome back to another new video. So today everyone, as you can see from the caption of the video, I'm doing something a little bit different. Today it is about cabin crew, air hostess, whatever you want to call it. Everyone calls it different names. It's basically how to get the job, the training process, just wee tips and tricks on anything to do with it. So I may as well just get straight into it. It's going to be a very simple video today because I'm just going to be sitting. I'm not going to be moving much. So yeah. I do get a lot of questions like nearly every day about my job, how you get it, how do you apply for it and stuff like that. It really isn't as hard as it sounds. It's just plain and simple, really is plain and simple. Now I wrote things down just to remind myself because sometimes I completely go blank, so I was like, I don't want to forget anything for anybody that wants to know. Now don't get me wrong, this is easy googled, so you probably wouldn't need to watch this video, but please keep watching if you are. So yeah, basically so basically at the minute I'm working with Ryanair. You're probably thinking, who are they? They are a Scottish airline. They're a small airline, but they do all domestic routes, like, you know, in between the UK and stuff. At the minute I'm based in Derry, but I can be sent all around the UK, like Glasgow, like around their main bases. But mostly I am based here, which is amazing because I hate being away from home sometimes. But down the line I'm hoping to join a bigger airline and move away from Strabane. So I'm just going to basically tell you how to apply for any kind of job, air hostess and wise, because realistically it's so easy to apply for them. It's just getting an interview with them is pretty hard. So I'm going to start off with how to apply, and that is literally Google. And I think that's plain and simple. I don't even think I need to tell you. Google anything. If you even Google cabin crew jobs in Belfast, cabin crew jobs in Derry. Now, don't get me wrong, getting a job in Derry won't be easy because there only is Ryanair. There is Ryanair as well that work in Derry, but they're not based there. They're based wherever they fly from. So they fly from Liverpool and stuff. So basically just whatever company you want to start with, whatever, Ryanair, EasyJet, Jet2, just write up cabin crew jobs in Belfast, Jet2 jobs in Belfast. It's plain and simple that way. So the requirements, God, I can't get that word out. The requirements for cabin crew are kind of the same in every single airline. Now, bigger the airline, the more stricter they are, and that is the truth. So Ryanair, I'm just going to go by Ryanair because I've kind of finished with Ryanair and it's the most I kind of know about, and I'll explain that a wee bit later. So the requirements obviously for Ryanair, as soon as you click in and you go to apply, these will all come up. These are the first few questions that you'll be asked. Like, you won't even get as far, if you don't answer these questions, you won't even get as far as an interview for this. So obviously GCSEs is one thing that you do need when you're applying for a cabin crew job, which are, when I was there, I don't think they were as strict when I was there. I worked with Ryanair 3 years ago, maybe 4. I can't actually remember. I'm really bad at remembering things. But Ryanair, for GCSEs, A to C, including your English and Maths. Now, a wee secret, I do not have my English and Maths, and I have I've got equivalent to English and Maths, but I don't have English and Maths, and you're probably looking, that's how you're probably reacting right now, but I don't. But now, as I said, I think they are a wee bit more stricter than what they were. Obviously you have to be over 18. That's obviously completely obvious. Another thing is a foreign language. So if you can speak English along with like Spanish and French or whatever you done in school, that is like a big advantage for you if you want to be an air hostess. It's definitely a big advantage. Now, I did do Spanish in school, but I never ever done, I done my GCSEs, never got up my GCSEs. Now I have 5 GCSEs. It used to be 5 GCSEs. Now looked it up just to make sure that I'm giving everyone the right details. It is 4 now, but that's for most airlines now. Like Emirates or like a bigger airline like that, I'm not sure. But I definitely say you would definitely need your English and maths and stuff for working for a bigger airline like that. Another one is you have to be able to swim now, and I mean this. You have to be able to swim. Like, I'll get further into it when I'm chatting about the training and stuff, but you have to be able to swim 25 meters, and there's no kidding about, you have to be able to swim. So if you can't swim, then there's no chance, unless you go do swimming lessons before you apply for it. You have to be in good health. Now, when you get the job, or not get the job, get into the training and stuff, you have to do a medical. You cannot go through this job without doing a medical at all. Like, it's like 80 or 90 pound now. I think it's more and more expensive now, but at the time I had to go to Belfast to get mine done, and it was like 80 pound. It is quite expensive for a medical. But if I remember, I think ours lasts up to 10 years, cabin crews, but flight, like as in pilots, no, they have to have theirs done every single year now, which is more understandable because they're flying the plane. But I've worked Ryanair since, what did I say, like 4 years ago? It could be shorter than that, I can't remember. But I've gone blank. But I've recently worked with BMI and Loganair, and I never had to get my medical done with them again. So that's why I think it is 10 years. It might be 5, but I think I've been here longer than 5 years. But anyway, obviously you have to have a valid EU or UK passport. That's pretty obvious. I don't think I need to tell you that. You need to have good eyesight, believe it or not. Like, obviously you can wear glasses and stuff, like obviously, like you're allowed to wear glasses. But if I'm right, I think you have to wear contacts when you actually work for a company. Don't quote me on that, but I'm definitely right. Now, there might be different rules for different companies, but every single company I've been with so far, you're not allowed to wear glasses unless you're a pilot. I know you're allowed to wear glasses if you're a pilot, but this isn't about pilots, this is about cabin crew. So now this is probably one that people are probably thinking why they can't apply for being a cabin crew, is the height requirement. Now, the height requirement is 5'3" to 6'1". I don't really know, because it is a tricky one, because realistically when you apply for Ryanair, they don't measure you. Well, they didn't measure me. I don't know about now. I never got measured in Loganair or BMI either. So that's kind of a tricky one as well, especially because you do be wearing heels when you're at work. So if you are like 5'2" or 5'1", you wear heels, you're obviously gonna be tall then. So it's kind of a tricky one. Now, if you're absolutely tiny, like not even hitting 5 foot obviously I don't think it would work. And obviously if you're towering, now don't get me wrong, when you're really, really high, I know like loads of cabin crew that are really tall, but they just obviously wear shorter heels. So that one is kind of hit and miss, really. It is hit and miss. So don't be thinking, oh, I'm 5'1" and I can't be a cabin crew. Now, you definitely can, especially when you're wearing heels. And obviously you have to have no convictions, because when you actually get past the interview part, you have to have a police check, and you have to have a clear police check. I think that's pretty obvious to anyone, or with any job, I think, but with cabin crew you definitely have a clean one, sorry, not clear. So that is basically the requirement. So when you go online, it's obvious, you just answer all those, and if you do click no to one of those, or are you over 18, no, well, you won't even get any further in the application. Now, obviously, what else you have to put on the application is your CV and all your education things, and your references and stuff like that. Now, see, when you get onto the job, trying to get references from your past jobs, they have to be written references, and sometimes they do call. Now, it is so strict. The same for school, same for like if you went to tech or university, you have to have it all written, and they have to be able to email them. You can't email your teacher that used to teach you, and they can't send it to you, and then you no, they have to get it by like they have to send it to the Ryanair employers or whatever. It is such a tricky process. It's actually one of the things that stressed me out the most when I applied for Ryanair. Same with anything, when I worked with BMI and when I worked for Loganair now, the exact same. It's so difficult. Even thinking about it now stresses me out. So when you go for your interview, I'm just going by Ryanair at the minute. So when I went for my interview in Ryanair, your passport has to be 6 months. Has to be obviously 6 months left on the passport. If you don't, you have to get a new passport. I went and I did get, obviously I did get the job, and they were like, well, we can't send you on a training scheme yet, or whatever the word is, until you get your new passport. So I had to wait for a new passport to come. Now I missed the training date. I went in October, I think. I missed the training date for 2 weeks before, because my passport didn't come. So definitely make sure you have your passport and date in 6 months, because if it's less than 6 months nearly out of date, then you'll have to buy a new passport and stuff, which would make more sense anyway, because you need a passport for your job anyway. So once all that's done, in the interview, now you have to go dress it up, like heels and stuff like that. In the interview for Ryanair, you go in for an interview and you're just on by group, and you do a PowerPoint, and just go through all the kind of different things, the bases, places you could be based, what kind of training you do, blah blah blah, all the requirements, just basically what I've just told you, even though you wouldn't be getting there if you didn't have those requirements anyway. So basically you do that, and then you do an English and maths test. Now the English and maths test, when I done it, was really easy, and I'm not good at maths and English, so it was really easy. It's just a simple math and English. That really panicked me. I was like, oh my god, because I actually don't think I knew when I went there that I had a maths and English, and I was pure panic, and I thought I just had one-to-one interview. Now after you do that, then it's your one-to-one interview with whoever's taking the interviews. It's just employers of Ryanair. So yeah, that's basically it. So you do your one-on-one interview, then you leave, and then that's it, and then you hear back. I think I heard back in like 3 days. So they obviously told me about my passport, and then they were like, once you get your passport, you can then go on. For my interview for BMI, you probably don't even know who they are, because they've gone bust. When I was with them, they went bust. So it was pretty depressing, to be honest. And at the minute, you can see airlines are struggling big time, but we'll not get into that. Anyway, what I was saying, BMI interview, the reason why I done my BMI interview was because I didn't really, not that I didn't like Ryanair, it just, where I was based and stuff, I just didn't like it. So BMI was based in Derry, so I was like, oh my god, best thing ever. So I done that interview. My interview was just a one-to-one interview with 2 people, me, and then I had to do an exam as well. It was maths, English, and a bit of geography in it, and then a bit about what do you know about BMI. Now the geography part was really bad. I'm really bad at geography, didn't have a clue it was going to be in it, but I passed it and whatever, got on with it anyway. So that's basically the interviews. Didn't have really an interview with Loganair, because as I said, the company I was with before Loganair went bust. Then Loganair employed not all of them, employed some of the BMI ones, and we basically were just straight under the job, because obviously, but we had to get references, and that's what I was telling you, it's a bloody nightmare. So once you obviously pass the interview, do all the exams, then you get under the training. Now my training for Ryanair was based in Germany, in Han. You probably have not a clue where that is, because when I was like, where the hell is that? Didn't have a bloody clue. But so you go out there for 6 weeks, and there is initial and sorry, I'm flipping the page. There is initial and conversion exams. Now you're there for 6 weeks. One half is initial, one half is conversion. You have 2 exams for both, and in between you've got wee tiny exams like dangerous goods, first aid, all mixed in together, and then you obviously have your practical part of it, like going outside the plane, doing your smoke hood and stuff like that. That's fun. So I know that they do, Ryanair, they do have different training places now. I know they do some in Dublin as well. But I don't mind in Germany. I think they have one in Malaga or something as well. Don't quote me on that, but they definitely have one somewhere over there. But I don't mind in Germany. Now you fly out, obviously, bring everything you have. You have to have fancy, you don't get your uniform straight away. You have to have, obviously, you have to be geared up looking like you're very professional. Payments, don't even get me started on this, because this was the most stressful part. We had to pay a £500 deposit that we would never ever get back. We had to pay £700 for accommodation in Germany while we were doing the training. Now that wasn't paid for, which is absolutely shocking, but anyway. And then we had to pay for our training course, which you can either pay through when you get the job, pay it through, you know, your salary, or you can pay through, you can just pay straight up. Which I paid through my salary. So you go over there for 6 weeks. As I said, do your exams. Now I think, if I can remember, your initial is first. Now the initial is very, very hard, and this is when I'm going to tell you tips. You cannot apply for a job, go for or do the training, and you cannot revise. You cannot not revise. It is hard. Now Ryanair is voted one of the hardest training courses. And I can definitely back that up. It was difficult. Now, don't get me wrong, you're put in rooms with people you've never met, but they come your bestest friends. Now, if anybody watching this and they are my friends for Ryanair, hello, and I miss yous. But we had the most amazing time. Now you're only in Monday to Friday, and then Friday and then Saturday and Sunday you're off. It is unreal. You go, there's like a wee hotel, literally Han has like 3 things in it, I'm not even joking. Airport, them places we stayed, and then a hotel. Crazy. We went down to the hotel and it was the best night's crack. It was unbelievable. Everything was so cheap. It was actually crazy, but it was so good. And that's the best part. You have such a good experience when you do go to the training of things like that. But absolutely amazing. That's the best part about it. You meet some amazing people as well. I had definitely had the best of crack when I was there. I actually thinking back, and it's making me really happy because it was so good. But the classes now, they are difficult. You're in from 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning to like 6 or 7 at night. And it is hard. I will put it out there. It is hard. If you don't revise, then you will not get it. So obviously you do your initial exam, you do your conversion exam. Your initial is first, is what I said. If you pass that, you'll do your conversion. If you don't pass that, you're sent home. You get two chances. Now I failed it in the first one, and I was like panicking so bad because it was so hard, and I revised so hard. I was actually crying and everything. I was actually so sad. I was like, no, I'm not going to get this and all. But you have like another night. I think it was a night different, and you get to revise again, and you get to go back in and do it. I passed it, thankfully. I was never as happy, but there was people in my class that did not pass it and were sent straight home. No sympathy for you at all. Absolutely no sympathy for you at all. You're sent straight home, and you do not get any of your money back. See, the £700 for accommodation you paid for 6 weeks? Gone. You're not getting that back. Now, don't get me wrong, you do not pay for nothing on Ryanair anymore, as I think I'm right. It was what I say now. You don't pay for anything, so that's a bonus now. When I was there, you had to pay for everything. So that's one I think. So if you fail, then it was just an absolute waste of time. Well, not a waste of time, because it is an experience. Some people try their hardest and they still don't get it. That's not their problem. Come back. You can do then in 6 months again with Ryanair. Other airlines, you can go straight and try them. Now, if you pass, then you move on to your conversion. Now, your conversion, initial and conversion are different. Your conversion is like the aircraft where everything's located and stuff like that. So if you do pass both of the exams, you move on to your wing ceremony. And the day before our wing ceremony, you find out where you're going to be based. Now, you do not get to choose where you're based. Now, this is the worst part. If you're not willing to move away, then this is not the job for you. If you apply for example Ryanair Belfast, then obviously you're going to get Belfast, but when I was there, I didn't even get the choice. You were allowed to pick whatever ones you would like to be based at, but you never got to pick. Now, I was lucky enough, I got based in Shannon. It's down south, down beside like Limerick and stuff like that. Now, it was such a nice base, so many nice people in it, but it's 4 hours away from me, so we had to pay for a house up there, and live with people you knew up there. I'm just realising I'm saying a lot, sorry, but I said it again. But what I was saying was I had to buy a house down there, pay for accommodation, and it's not cheap down there. Now, people that I was friends with that done the training course with me were based in Han, where we were, and there's absolutely nothing there. Felt so sorry for them. Then a few other people were based in Manchester and Liverpool and stuff like that. It's just really a hit and miss. Now, when you get the job and when you go in, you can apply for a base transfer. Now, they take ages, absolutely ages. You might never get it. I know a lot of people who still haven't got it that I know that's based there. So when you do your wing ceremony, that's when you get your wings and get your certificate and stuff like that, and you can bring family and stuff over for that. Now, don't get me wrong, when we were halfway through, my mum and dad and my wee sister came over to Germany, but they were at Frankfurt. It's like 2 hours away from Han, so I got the bus in and met them and stuff. So that was nice. It kind of broke it up for me, because it isn't nice being away from home, and the places we were staying weren't great. But anyway, you can bring your family members over to the wing ceremony, which is good, because it's nice for your family to see you do well and something like that. And after that, you're straight out, move to your base. I didn't even get the chance to go home. It was terrible. And when I was moving, it was Christmas. I think I got home for Christmas Day, and that was it. I had to go straight back up again. And you're not given any help at all for where to live. It's really terrible, but it's a good experience. During the job, I loved it. There's a lot of sales and stuff with Ryanair, which is a bit hit and miss sometimes. Like, you're told to sell this many things, this many paninis, this many perfumes, and you're like, oh, shut up. But it was a nice wee base. I can't remember what I'm saying. It was a nice wee base. But yeah, definitely would recommend, if you want to get started, work with Ryanair. It definitely is an opportunity. The reason why I left was because I just didn't like being based away from home, and when I obviously seen the job at BMI, it was like, oh my god, love it. But just wee tips for if you are planning on doing it, please revise. That's all I have to say to you. Take in the experience, because oh my god, it is an amazing experience. You meet some amazing people. And what else can I tell you? Definitely be prepared to move away. Don't be expecting, unless you, as what I said, unless you have applied for an actual base, you should get that base. But if you're asked to move away, then you have to kind of just accept it. Pardon me. But no, it's definitely an amazing experience. I loved it, and I still do love it. The only difference in my job now and Ryanair is, as I told you, I'm single crewed, so it's just me on the plane with the captains, obviously, but once that door's closed, it's just me serving the passengers, first aid and stuff like that. Other thing is, you get your first aid certificate and stuff, and it is actually very interesting doing like the first aid part of it, and like you know, like all the fire and smoke and stuff. It's really, really interesting. But definitely, anybody out there that is watching this video that wants to do cabin crew, do it. I promise you will not regret it. It is the most amazing job. Like, I don't think I would ever see myself doing a different job now. Definitely do think I would see myself doing like a different travel and tourism job, but like cabin crew is definitely what I'm going to be doing for the next few years. I'm definitely going to move on to bigger airlines. But as I said, different requirements for different jobs. What I've read out, there's definitely the bigger airlines out there that are far harder to get into. I know a lot of people that's been to Emirates and they haven't passed the interview, but that's not out of them. That's just, it's really, really hard to pass. And if you know anybody that passes, say congratulations, because that is hard to pass. But yeah, I think that's all I have to tell you. Really, anything during the job, really, it's just straightforward. Like, once you get there, it's so, like, like when you're a trainer, you're like, oh my god, this is gonna be so hard, but once you actually get there, no way, it is not hard. Now don't get me wrong, if it was me, I wouldn't go straight into a job that is just single crewed. It is quite hard, and I don't think a lot of companies would take you if you are just starting off and you're just starting off for cabin crew. Definitely start, I would say recommendations for like starting off would be Ryanair, EasyJet, Jet2, Norwegian's meant to be really good as well. But my job at the minute, it's just, I love it. Like, I don't think I would change it for the world. Obviously you have your days where like, oh my god, I have to go in here again, but it's definitely worth it. Now don't get me wrong, it can be a bit stressful sometimes, definitely when you're doing like long haul flights. It can be very stressful, and you have to watch like you're sleeping and stuff like that. It's just, you learn all that as well. But definitely it's an experience. It's the most amazing thing. So if you are thinking about it, please do it. And if you've got any questions, any questions, please don't hesitate to text me, because a lot of people do text me, but it's so hard to to explain through message. So if anybody wants to know anything, or if anybody's in the middle of their training and needs help, just give me a text. But I wish everyone all the best who actually is going to apply for it, or who is thinking about it. You will love it, I promise. Now I think that's basically everything I went over. There's not really anything else I can say. As I said, it was going to be a wee short video today anyway, me just sitting chatting absolute crap. But yeah, I think that's it. So please don't, what was that noise? Please don't forget to like and subscribe and share with your friends. And if you've got any questions or anything, just pop them down below. And I'll see you soon. Bye.